great rise, great rise, great rise, great rise, great rise. Beloveds, you know who this is, and you know what it is. It's your girl, Queen Goddess, the King Advocate. It is Melanated Monday. Uh, we are here this evening to speak on a subject matter that has been ongoing. It has not been my intention for it to be continuously being talked about, but apparently it is something that we have to discuss and we have to get some solutions. We got to get some closure to it. So we will continue to have this conversation until we get closer to solutions. So you all come on in so we can get started. The subject topic today is, do Black women hate Black men? This is due to um, previous conversations that we've had and a post that I made on YouTube over 5 years ago that is now getting a lot more visibility, a lot more responses. So it was necessary for me to address it. Apparently, it is time to address it on a whole other level, and that is what we are going to do, is address it until it is no longer a factor, no longer needs to be discussed continuously, or until we have made a conscious collective decision to do something about the problem. Instead of just talking about it, we are going to be the active solution. Okay, so I'm waiting patiently for you all to get in here so we can start this conversation, get some overstanding, some understanding, and begin our healing process as a whole. I will be, as I always do, opening up the phone lines for you all to comment and share directly. I'm really hoping that the ladies will show up and speak your minds. You know, my platform is very free for you to say what you need to say. I tell people, bring anything you want, anybody, your comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, whatever, even your opinion. Just don't bring your feelings. Okay. I do, however, understand that these conversations provoke feeling as well, but we want to not allow our feelings to dictate or cause us to miss the facts, miss the information because we feel some type of way about how it sounds or how it may affect us directly. So, if you will, please and thank you, get on in here so we can start this conversation, this exchange of energy, and keep it moving. What's going on, Sister Coco? I see you, loved one. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. All those who are coming in, please let me know who you are. We got people over here on YouTube also coming in, so let me know who you are so I can greet you properly. I see you all coming, so say something so I know who you are because I'm anxious to get it started. I really want the ladies. This is all about you today, okay? The men will also chime in. I'm not gonna, not allow anybody to talk, but I want to hear from the ladies. The men need to hear from the ladies. Okay, there's a lot of talk and thought, feeling, belief, whatever, that Black women hate Black men, and I want to hear from you. I might not even be doing a whole lot of talking because I need to hear it from you. You know, I don't hate them. Okay. So I'm out that part of the conversation, but I need to hear from you all. They need to hear from you all. And if you are interested, because what I'm going to start doing is having live panels. So we're going to look a little differently. Maybe in 2 weeks or so, I got to get it together. I'm going to start going live on Zoom and making the Zoom live on Facebook and or YouTube. So however that works out, but you can actually see the people that are on the panel. We're gonna have active panels. I think it's important for us to be face to face interacting when we're having these types of conversations so we can see and feel energetically a little more intently, if you will, and genuinely what each side is thinking, what each side is comprehending how they're communicating, all that kind of stuff. So we can do this a little more, um, closely. I think it'll work out a lot better. So if you're interested in participating in that type of forum, please email me, Queen Goddess, the King Advocate at Gmail. Okay, just let me know and we will get you on my list for panelists. Hopefully, with the next 2 weeks, we will start that. I've already got the topic planned out. Okay, so just let me know if you are interested in being on the panel, and I will make sure to include you in there. Luke Cage, I see you, loved one. Thank you for being here. I do appreciate you. We got people here that is not saying anything. And I want to get started. So we got folks over here on YouTube that are not saying anything. So just say something so I know you're there, because I want to get started. I want the ladies to call in. I will give the number again for any of you who are interested. We'll start. The number 770-906-5271. If somebody wants to type that in the comments, I would appreciate it. 770-906-5271. 770-906-5271. Omari Johnson is here. Thank you, beloved, for being here, and I do appreciate you. I don't know why you retracted your comment. You can put it back. Whatever it was, okay? Put it back. All right. Again, so we can go ahead and get started. Thank you, loved one. Appreciate that. We can go ahead and get started. I'm going to recap for the past probably 4 weeks that we've been talking about the subject of the Black man's enemy, and it being the Black woman, or they seeing it as it being the Black woman. I keep talking about this, like I said, because it is a very heavily viewed video from my YouTube. But there's also a connection to what an agenda is. It's so much bigger. So it always ties in. Everything that we're talking about ties into one thing. Black unity. What's going on, loved one? Thank you for being here. You said you think it's clear. Well, we're going to talk. We'll talk about it. Hopefully it's not. Okay, but we'll talk about it. It's important to understand that everything that is happening, it's happening for a reason. And it's not just because people just simply choose to do what they do. It's bigger than that. It's deeper than that. It's a lot stronger than that. And we have to understand that there is an agenda that has been going on for quite some time. I made a comment maybe 2 weeks ago that in 1995, I recall listening to I won't call it a speech, but it was where, I don't know, it was Congress or Senate, they have their meeting and they discuss the plans for the next so many years. And they were speaking on what the plan was for for urban areas. And when the gentleman got to the urban areas in particular, what the plan was for like the next 30 years or whatever, mind you, this was in 1995, all he could say was, my God, and it's classified. Okay, you have to understand all of this that's going on, even between us, there's a purpose for it. Okay, the biggest purpose, the biggest agenda is to get rid of us, particularly Black men. Okay, Black men are the threat. Get rid of them. Okay, there's an agenda. Please look for yourself, research it for yourself. This is why we're here. So we're going to talk about why Black men believe or think, feel, whatever, that Black women are the enemy. And we've talked about it before, that it's been based on behaviors that a lot of the men have experienced personally. I'm going to say that they've experienced it personally. They may have been told they ain't shit, or they've heard it being said many times by Black women to Black men. I've heard it myself. I've addressed it because I can't stand it. Um, am I still here? I gotta. Do y'all see me clearly? Am I free? Um, but there are a lot of things that Black men have stated that Black women have done or said to Black men that has caused them to look elsewhere, um, in relationships, to not want to be bothered with Black women. They have the feeling or the thought that Black women even no longer see themselves as Black women, that they have created, I'll say we, because I am a Black woman, we have created a whole new race for ourselves. We are no longer Black women. I don't know what else we would be, but this has come across as a comment. Obviously, it's come across that Black women hate Black men, and that Black women have committed treason and have gone to the white man or any other man other than the Black man for comfort and whatever. What's going on, G Walker? Thanks for being here, loved one. Appreciate you. So many things. Okay, there's just a lot happening, and I'm hoping and praying that my sisters will show up this evening and at least speak. I'm not looking for anybody to agree with me. I don't require it. What we're doing here is getting things out in the open so that it is a discussion. It is an intelligent and respectful discussion so we can come up with some solutions. People keep telling me it's too late, you wasting your time, ain't nobody listening, they don't want to do nothing, blah, blah, blah. I hear you. I hear you. And if I looked at it from an obvious carnal level, I would say the same thing. If I allowed my feelings to get involved and stay there, I would say the same thing. F all y'all. I would say that. I have an understanding that is bigger than this. I have an understanding that I have a part in making some change in it, whatever it is, even if it's just this, is to give you the information, to give you warning, whatever it is, I play a part. So I'm doing my part. So whatever that is, I'm gonna do it. Okay. So if you all want to call in, please do so. 770-906-5271. I'm more so, like I said, I'm not taking away from anybody that wants to call. I'm looking for the ladies to call in and share their thoughts, share their overstanding or understanding on how men view Black women as being the enemy, how Black men view Black women as us hating them. Why do you think they feel that way? What has been done to show that we hate them? Obadiah, what's going on, loved one? Thank you for being here. You said, I have learned to never show them anger, even though they say horrible things to me. I smile and say, I love you, sis, and move on. That's what's up. And that's powerful. That's very strong to do. And it's difficult. So honor to you, much respect, because it's very difficult. We've been taught, just turn the other cheek. Well, when somebody turns the other cheek, then that just leaves the up and open to get smacked too. So I get it. It's not so much asking you to turn the other cheek. We don't want you to keep getting smacked around. There is a point where we have to be able to see things from both sides with our feelings removed. We have to be able to see the facts, not just the personal facts, but the overall facts. What is really happening? What benefit do we have as Black women to hate on Black men, and vice versa? What benefit is there? How do we win if Black people as a whole are targeted? What benefit is it for either of us to have anything toward each other? We don't serve a purpose. There's no purpose in that. If I hate you and you hate me and everybody hate us, then what we got? Black Unity says that independent spirit has totally control over Black women, and they completely embraced it. Okay, let me read that again. That independent spirit has totally I'm saying, controlled over Black women, and they completely embraced it. I think I understand. I think I understand what you're saying. Um, Black women, since we're talking about that, Black women have stated that they're independent. I don't need no man type of attitude. That's what you're referring to, the independent. And I'm gonna talk about that as well. The independent woman that doesn't need um, the help, support, guidance, love, whatever of a man. They don't need one until they do. So yeah, I get that part. I get that part. And I want to address the independent part. I've spoken on this numerous times. Um, there is a difference between being independent and self sufficient. And I think that if we overstood, and understood that difference and gave more respect to the self sufficiency, we'd be a whole lot better. It's okay to be able to do everything for yourself. It's okay to be able to do. Should you? Not necessarily. You know what I'm saying? I can carry 15 bags of groceries up 12 flights of stairs. Is somebody down here waiting to help me? Should I carry them all? Why? Somebody is offering to help. There is a tendency, and I've witnessed it. There is, and I'm sorry, ladies, but I've witnessed it, where women, and it is us, women have been asked on numerous occasions by Black men if they need help doing something. It didn't matter what it was, how small it was. And unfortunately, a lot of the Black women will respond, I got it, I'm good. Nope, I don't need it. I got it myself, whatever. Is a brush off. Is that type of response that they get where it's saying, no, I don't need you. Okay, so women, you got to understand that, and men correct me if I'm wrong, a man often defines himself, or he is defined by what he does, what he can do. If you make him feel that he can do nothing, he is, one, either going to belie that he can do nothing, or two, he's going to seek somebody else that will allow him to do him, who's going to let him, make him, and encourage him to feel like he can do, that he is a man. I get that. I've heard it. I can't argue with it at all. And I'm not. What's right is right, what's wrong is wrong, regardless of who's doing it. Okay. That's something that's got to stop. Even if you can do it, if a man is asking you, can he help you? Allow him. You just allow him. Sometimes, if you feel like, if there's a certain energy that says he a creep, go with your intuition, your intuition. But for the most part, let the brother help you out. Okay, just do that. So I'm gonna ask at this point, if there's any woman on the line that wants to call in and express her thoughts on what men have said as far as hating Black men, please do so. 770-906-5271. I'm also going to ask you all to share this video because some women may not have gotten it. I don't know why. And then there are some who are deliberately ignoring it. And I know that too. Either way, I'm here giving the information. Black Unity says, I saw a video where a Black woman who was 39 years old says she was tired of being single and was looking for a husband. And all the men in the comment section was like, you good. You good, stay out there. That's messed up. Fine. What's going on, loved one? Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Shalom, Aki. He said, she good, huh? Stay out there. Well, that's sad. It's funny the way you wrote it, but it's sad nonetheless. There are a lot of single women. And unfortunately, a lot of that is somewhat self-inflicted also. But again, we're going both sides. King Bob, 111. What's going on, loved ones? Greetings. Thank you for being here. Ladies, the floor is open. See, this is another thing that irritates me, and I'm going to be real honest on both sides. You have a platform right here, right here, that is open specifically for you all to say what is on your mind. If you have a grievance with the other, if you got a grievance with me, you got an open platform where you can do that. You can be heard. Okay. You can say what you need to say without judgment, at least on my part, without getting muted. Whatever the case is, you can say it, you can express that. We have an opportunity to address the issues that bother us and figure out what we're going to do to solve them, if they can be solved at all. This is the platform. So when it's open on either side and nobody responds, where we can do something about it, but then I hear on the streets, talking about the same thing that we're talking about live. Well, why didn't you call in? Well, why didn't you share that? Well, why didn't we have this conversation? This is the platform to do so. This is the platform. If you want to call and say something, speak your mind. If you don't think what I'm saying is true, say that. Type it, something. Say something. But let each other know where we stand, because otherwise we are going to continue to go right down this rabbit hole, right into this ditch, right into continued separation, because this is part of the plan. We got to separate y'all, because together y'all are too strong. Y'all do too much. Y'all know too much. You are too much together. So we got to separate you by any and every means possible. And as long as y'all mad at each other and believe that you all are each other's enemies, then we ain't got to worry about nothing. We ain't got to worry about y'all getting together doing nothing, because y'all looking at each other like the enemy. Y'all competing against each other, and we gonna win regardless. So if we don't start talking and getting rid of these feelings while we're talking about the facts, just bring it up, we're gonna have a problem. He says some men don't want marriage. That's true. Obadiah says black women are said to love everybody. We ask everybody. So why do so many hate black men? There's the question. I'm gonna answer it because nobody else is answering. Okay, so this is just me. I'm gonna say black women don't hate black men. And I'm gonna always say that. Black women don't hate black men. What it is, there is a form of resentment toward black men, generally speaking, because there is an expectation of black men, and there's always been an expectation of black men to live and be a certain way that we innately know you to be. When I say God's to you, we know you to be that. This is innate. We're talking on a whole spiritual level. We know you to be of a certain spiritual caliber. When you don't live up to that caliber, it puts us in a certain position. It puts us in a certain position. We have an expectation for you to do certain things. And if you don't do them, it's like, well, what we supposed to do then? If you're not doing what you're supposed to do, and I'm supposed to help you do what you're supposed to do, but you're not doing it, not only are you causing yourself to be dropped down from the level that you're supposed to be in, but you making us inadequate, no purpose. If indeed the woman is to help you, to be your help meet, to help you, that means you have to be doing something in order for her to help you. So if you are doing nothing, and I'm just saying, if you are doing nothing, or if you are not living up to the standard of what you were created as, then it does not allow for us to live up to the standard as to what we were created as. That's it. It's not a hate. And I'm going to say it like this. It's a nigga, get off your ass, please and thank you. It's that. Okay, get off your ass, please. Please get off your ass. Y'all look at it as nagging is not meant to come across as nagging. Okay, but we're passionate. So we'll say some things in a certain kind of way. Y'all might not appreciate it or understand it, but we know what the intent is. It's not that we hate you. We don't hate you. We hate the position that we're in. We hate to see you not being where you're supposed to be. We hate that we're not moving the way that we're supposed to be. What's going on, Kevin? Thanks for being here, loved one. I appreciate you. It's just that we don't hate you. We hate the lack of movement. We hate the lack of unity and progression. We hate that we are the tail, and I mean us, that we are the tail and not the head. Is that there's a resentment for that, not you directly. There is a resentment for that. So instead of looking at it as, yeah, we just hate black men and we going off to these white men and we going off to these whatever. Nah, do some reflecting and know this is not me pointing blame or shifting accountability, because y'all know this is not what I do. Both parties have to be accountable, and we need to start being accountable for each other. We need to be each other's brothers and sisters, each other's keepers. We need to be doing that, and we're not. Never, never, never. Let me see what we got here. We have a few comments here. So expectations are personal, therefore not black men. Okay, not black men's fault. Here we doing the faults. We ain't doing the faults. Black men are more willing and able to learn and change. Black men's guide to understanding the black woman needs to be read. So that is from the ones that have less. Obadiah, did you pull that back? Let me see. Let's see what your comment is saying. What's going on, Yvonne? Thank you, loved one, for being here. Appreciate you, darling. Okay, Obadiah says, wait a minute. I have never been on my ass. This ain't personal. However, many black women have said to me in my face that I am not good enough. Not pandering. Okay. How can we progress as black men when the system is set up to disenfranchise black males? Indeed, it is. Okay. So here's the thing, and I'm gonna have to go through all of this. Let me go back. I'm gonna address that. So the many women have said to your face that you're not good enough. Okay. So you be good enough to the one that you're good enough to. That's the part that you can't take personal unless you're taking it personal, or unless it's an absolute fact. Okay. What does that mean? Not good enough for what? If you're not good enough for them, they have a different type of expectation from you and you don't fit that. You're not meant for them. So what? Move on. You know how many people, black, white, women, men, go through the same thing? So what? If you don't have what they want and or need, move on. I mean, you weren't meant for them, and vice versa. Keep it moving. It doesn't have to be personal. It doesn't have to be that unless you're taking it that way. And and I'm not saying you specifically at this moment, but a lot of times when people take things that personal, there is something in them that was either said or done, something they're reminded of, or they feel some type of way about themselves that is already in agreement to a point of what's being said to them directly and verbally. So you're just receiving back out loud what you feel internally. I'm just saying. Miss you too, darling. What's going on, Corey? Thank you, love, for being here. I appreciate you. Again, if you all want to call in, please do so. What's going on, DJ Mooney D? Please call in, as I've been waiting on the ladies to call in and let the men know if you do, in fact, hate them. If you don't hate them, let them know. Call in 770-906-5271. If the women don't call, the men gonna call, and I already know. Okay. 770-906-5271. To address the question, Omari, if I can. He said, how can we progress as black men when the system is set up to disenfranchise Black males. One of the things is Black men need to be more brotherly to Black men. That's one thing that's absolutely necessary. We already know that the system is set up that way. And instead of, and I got asked this question earlier, I'm gonna address it too. Instead of Black men or women, but since you asked the question, instead of Black men trying to fit into the system that is not meant for you to fit into, you need to be collectively recreating, redesigning, reliving, remembering our own natural innate spiritual system. We don't belong in the system, period. We keep trying to fit in somewhere that we weren't supposed to be in the first damn place. So work on getting the hell out. Work on getting out of that system, because this system is designed for many reasons, but it is designed to cause this disconnect between us because we don't belong in it. We're competing against each other to be in a system, to be at certain levels in a system that we don't belong in the first place. None. There's no part in this system that welcomes anything that looks like us if it ain't sweeping up the floor, if it ain't breastfeeding, massive, whatever. Y'all know, I ain't got to go through all that. You already know it's not meant for us. So my answer to the question is work on the brotherly connection. First of all, working together as men and showing these young boys how to be men, being there for them, teaching them trades on how to be self-sufficient, how to be men, how to be gods and kings, all of that. And then work on a plan to get the hell out of the system, period. And guess what? Your Black women can help you do that. We can help you do that because there's certain things, Black man, whether you want to admit it or not, it's certain things that you can't do that we can. There are certain places, certain moves that a Black man cannot do or get into that a Black woman can. We know the system gonna use us, so we're gonna use it right back. But if we are working together, we can both do what we need to do to get what we need to get the hell out to start on our own. Period. So try to find an Aki business, a business minded is rare. Yep, but not all, but a lot, indeed. And for those of you who don't know what an Aki business is, it's a sister business, sister, Black sisters. King Ba says, why drink the Kool-Aid if it wasn't their first choices equal consequences? So here's what I'm gonna say, and then I'm gonna stop with this. When we come here, this platform is to give information. I will say, hopefully the information will edify, will enlighten, will provoke you to think, provoke you to want to change, provoke you to do something differently, see something, whatever. If what you're going to do, and this is anybody, if what you're going to do is constantly find a reason to combat it on a negative, we're not doing that. That's not what we're doing. That's what we've always done. We've always done that. We've always been at each other's throats. We've always been fighting each other. Stop it. My question here, the point here is, how do we fix this shit? How do we get past this? How do we correct this? How can we see with each other that we have been used together against each other for the agenda of something bigger than us? I'm not going back and forth with y'all arguing, or I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. The point is to find a way where we can come together and discuss what's happening, how we think, feel, believe whatever, how it happened. Let's just discuss it. Put the information out. Put it on the table. Let's talk about everything that's there. Let's exchange information. Let's exchange energies. Let's talk about it. We're going to disagree because we've both been trapped in factual lies all our lives. We're going to disagree on a lot. So we're going to keep having communication until we find that at least that one little point where we can say, you know, okay, I agree on that. So let's go from there. Let's build on that. This right here, I see that. This right here, this is a fact. This is information. Let's deal with that. Let's keep going back. Let's find the root of that. Let's find the seed of that. Let's find the soil of that. And then let's retill that soil, put down some new whatever, fertilize it with some new shit, put some new fresh water, some spring water in there, whatever, and create a new seed. We don't have to keep replanting the same old rotten ass seed. We're not doing that. I'm sick of this. I'm really sick, honestly, of having this conversation over and over and over again, of answering these questions on or comments on YouTube about the same thing. But guess what? We need to have an answer. We need some resolve. I'm not taking it personal necessarily, but I'm annoyed by it because we shouldn't be here. We shouldn't at least still be here. We should be able to have these conversations outright and come up with solutions. Okay, let me read these comments and numbers. Open up the phone lines for anybody that wants to call in. Let me go back. Makiev, Mac, what's going on, loved one? Peace to you, beloved. Thanks for being here. Okay, again. Omari says, I have numerous successful businesses that I have started. I have never been able to find Black women who want to assist. How are you? You might just be asking the wrong person, the wrong women, love, honestly. And it depends on what type of business it is. We'll talk about it. Reach out to me. We'll talk about it. Fam says, brothers have a ways to go. I got my business started and funded by other nations. That part. Yeah, that part. He said, we're not combative. We have been. I mean, that's being honest. We have been. A lot of brothers not business minded. Unfortunately, some not at all. Absolutely. Obadiah says, try to smile at another Black person and say, hey, brother, sister, have a blessed day, and smile. Absolutely. I do it all the time. I was back home for this past week, and I was at the gas station. I pumped my own gas. I was by myself. A brother was pumping his gas. I was getting ready to get in the car. I was done. And I just turned to him and I said, I appreciate you, brother. I said, Black man, I appreciate you. And he stopped. His first question was, what did I do? I said, you exist. I appreciate you. That's it. It doesn't take much. I appreciate you because you breathe, period. Because I see you, because you upright. It doesn't matter. You don't have to do anything, just be. I appreciate your presence, the energy of your melanin, period. It doesn't take a lot. It's that we refuse to show one another any type of positive affection. Why? We refuse to do it. Brothers, why can't you do that to another brother? Sisters, why can't you just do that? Sisters, why you can't do it to a brother? Brother, why you can't do it to a sister? Period. And it's to be innocent. Why? It doesn't take much. One thing, one gesture will put something on a person's mind and change the way they think just that quick. Let me see. He said, Black men are only responding. Yeah, I only see two over here. So yeah, you are correct. Black women, I need you to say something. Speak up. He's saying we are sick of being expected to help with what we didn't destroy. It's that type of behavior, loved one. It's that type of thinking that's gonna keep it. It's gonna keep it going. Like I said before, it's going to come a time when the line is going to be drawn. The line in the sand is going to be drawn. What side are you going to be on? Because your sisters are going to be on one side, right? Are you going to be on the side with your sisters? Are you going to be on the opposite side looking at your sisters? Mind you, your sisters include your mother, your wife, your children, whomever. It includes them. Black man said to me on the post, again, that Black women are the enemy. Black women are the enemy. Black women hate Black men and blah, blah, blah. And then in the same sentence says, but not you. No. So this is what we're not doing. If you're saying, this is what I'm saying, what that comment in itself cannot be true if there is a but, if there is an exclusion, if there's something else there, an exception, it cannot be true. If Black women hate Black men, if Black women are indeed the enemy to Black women, to Black men, you cannot be on my platform, Queen Goddess, the King Advocate, and say, but not you, because I am a Black woman. I will always be a Black woman. So if you're saying that Black women are your enemy, brother, that means you saying that I'm your enemy. You on my platform saying I hate you. How? How can that be possible? If I'm trying to defend your honor just because. King Bob, I'm done with that. I'm done with it. He said, what'd you say in that part? The thing I noticed, it took me saying I got to do it myself for me to actually get a small business. I hear you. Obadiah said, never my enemy, but hurt sisters and hurt brothers. That's what I see. Absolutely. I said, otherwise you will be waiting absolutely a long time. Okay, let me go over here to Facebook because we got some comments on Facebook. I don't want to miss any of this. And I do appreciate you all for responding. I'm really hoping sisters will call in. Again, the number is 770-906-5271. Somebody step up, please. Sister, somebody step up and call 770-906-5271. Anointed Yvonne says she love her means. She love them Black brothers. Yes, indeed. So they need to recreate. Absolutely. That's why the word of God says, be in the world, but not of the world. There we go. Anthony, what's going on, loved one? Appreciate you for being here. Let me see what you're saying. You said, in the majority of my experiences, Black women do have extremely high standards that only apply to Black men. But when you recognize that in these women, you have to leave them alone. Do not engage at all. Move on. You say, don't engage with a Black woman that has a high expectation of a Black man. See this? I'm going to take this back. And I'm sure y'all going to have something to say, and that's wonderful. I love it when you respond. And I'm going to take it back. This ain't going to be a Bible study, okay? We're not doing that. However, I am, again, going to make reference to it, okay? Just one part, as it's written. Adam. Adam. Made responsible for everything as it's written. You said you called? What's happening here? Nothing came through. Try again. And I don't have you blocked, just in case you think I did. It didn't come through. There we go. I'm gonna put you on mute just for a moment so I can say what I need to say.
Oh, no worries. I'm gonna pull it up on my iPad so I can Facebook on my iPad.
Okay, hold on one sec. So in the beginning, Adam, I'm not going through the whole story, but when we're dealing with the Most High having conversation with Adam and Eve, I got two calls. I'm putting you on mute. I'm still talking, but I know you're there. So just chill out, okay? Okay, just hold on. Adam already had an issue with the instructions being given to him. Obviously, he already had an issue with that. He immediately denied responsibility for Eve and what he told her. He immediately denied responsibility for him taking part of the tree that was forbidden. He immediately blamed, who he blamed first? He blamed God. He blamed God. He said, the woman that you gave me did this. She went over there and took of the tree and gave it to me, and I did eat. That's your fault, bruh. I didn't ask to be here. I ain't asked to be no God. I wasn't trying to be all up in this like that. You made me. You made me. No. Didn't I put you on mute? That's not what I'm doing. Just hold on and hush. Put your phone on mute, please. This chill. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. Okay. Again, there was an immediate denial of responsibility. Immediate denial of responsibility. We're gonna hurry up and get to this call so we can get in and out. I'm gonna come back to this, Anthony. But you are saying that we have. I need you to put your phone on mute, love. You're saying that Black women have a high standard, or too high of a standard for Black men, and because of that, you all should just walk away. No, what you should do is look at it. Now, some things may be ridiculous, and I'll say some things may be ridiculous, but you have to look at it. If only Black women have these high, as you call them, expectations, it's not because they're not attainable. It's because they are attainable, and you all are not allowing yourselves to attain them. You are not allowing yourself or even holding yourself accountable enough as gods to do these things. We have an expectation of you to be what the heck you were created as. Why is this a problem? This is not saying that we hate you. This is not saying that we're blaming you. This is saying, God, we see you. Why are you not rising up as such? We see you. We know you better than this. Why are you not doing this? Please put your phone on mute. But you're looking at it completely wrong. Do some women have ridiculous expectations? Sure. As do some men have ridiculous expectations. I'm not speaking for those some. Generally speaking, we know you. We know who you are. There is an expectation for you to rise up. There is an expectation for you to be great. There is an expectation for you to be gods as you were created. Why are you mad at us? Why are you mad? Period. That's not a reason to be mad. That's not a reason to look at us as your enemy. That's a reason to look into self and say, well, damn, if she sees this God in me, then why can't I see him for myself? What do I need to do in order to see that reflection that she sees? Unmute yourself. And Clara, you were first, beloved. So thank you for being. Was it Clara? I'm sorry if it wasn't, but the young lady that was on the phone, please speak.
How you doing?
I'm well. I don't know why I called you that, but thank you, love, for being here. I appreciate you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm pulling up on my Facebook, but it's like lagging. So
okay, no worries. I appreciate you for calling.
I don't hate Black men. I actually love Black men. You know, I can't speak for all of our women, but I can speak for myself. You know, even though I did not have, like, my mom taught me a lot of things about relationships, but even, you know, the person I'm with, yes, we go through our struggles, you know, but I believe in help, and I believe in being a teammate, a helpmate, you know, helping them and, you know, really be behind them. You know, sometimes the issue is, you know, they're used to doing everything themselves, or they feel that, you know, if you have somebody that, you know, accept your mate. Right. Don't be intimidated. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's something I just wanted to share that. But I do, like I said, I don't hate Black men. I don't think Black women hate Black men. I think, you know, just my own personal opinion, you know, just reading different things from other relationships, or, I mean, other relationship groups, or other people. Sometimes we're kind of tired of taking on, issues when you don't want to get help yourself, and it's like if you're still carrying baggage from, childhood, baggage from other relationships, and you don't realize that stuff comes on to us, but yet it's almost like we're the ones that gotta get help. We're the ones that, like, it's okay for women, but, I hate the society makes it seem like if a man goes to counseling or goes to therapy, look at his weak. No, it takes courage.
Absolutely.
To look at yourself. It takes courage and bravery to say, you know what, I see some patterns that I need to change, and apparently praying and reading is not helping. We can't pray things away, quote unquote. Yes, we pray and ask God for help, but that's why the word says faith without action is dead. If you don't have the faith that God can heal you, meaning having the action to face what's going on with you and deal with it, nothing's going to happen.
Right.
And I think it's just we need to deal with, childhood issues, generational curses that's been passed down from family to somebody has to stop and say, why? Why am I like this? Why are we like this? What is the root cause? What is it that, why did my grandfather treat my mother? How did my grandmother treat my grandfather? How did my father, how did, we don't want to ask these type of questions. I think we'll never be able to understand what, the why,
right,
the when, who's, or the how.
Correct.
That's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm. No, you are correct. That's what I'm saying. We don't take the time to like we'll look at the apple that fell from the tree and say it's rotten, and we just look at the apple and say, well, the tree is rotten. Well, instead of just dealing with that one apple that fell from that tree, look at the leaf that is attached to, look at the limb that's attached to, look at the trunk that's attached to, look at the seed that it came from, look at the soil that is, like, we got to go to the soil. We don't dig deep enough. We don't want to do the work. You know what I'm saying? We want to take that rotten apple and make it good, period. We don't care that it's rotten or why it's rotten. We just know that it's rotten. We don't want to know why. We don't want to know how to plant another tree right next to it that grows correctly, or we don't want to see how we can fix the tree itself so that it can produce good fruit. We don't want to do that. We just want the good fruit. And this one got rotten fruit on it. Bye. You know what I'm saying? This is what we're doing. So yes, we need to go deeper, but we're not doing the work. We're not doing the work. We want to look at each other and say, it's your fault, whatever, instead of taking accountability. Both people, both sides taking accountability. Period. We've all been through something. And I'm not using it as a crutch. We have all been through something that has caused a psychological dysfunction, whatever, period. PTSD is for real amongst us.
PTSD as well, complex, which is a different form than PTSD.
There you go. Yes, indeed.
Dealt with some type of abuse, some type of, toxicity, and I can honestly, this new generation, they have one red flag, I'm gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I was, talking to a friend, and, it's like the old, I can't do it all the millennium letters, I'm sorry.
You good. You good. You are good.
It's like, whatever generation where, I'm 48, so, the generation with me, growing up, no, we don't give up so soon. We try to make everything work. We try to make, but yet we end up losing ourselves trying to make something work due to somebody that refuses to see that they need help. Yes, right. It's okay for us. We're supposed to have standards. We're not supposed to just accept any and everything. But the problem is if people aren't coming, if they're not coming correctly, meaning not setting your representative, but setting who you are for real. And I think a lot of times is, people are so busy sending their representatives that when the real person comes out, it's kind of like, whoa.
Absolutely.
You didn't got into, whoa, I didn't know you were like this. Whoa, I didn't know you dealt with narcissism. I didn't know you dealt with this, or I didn't know you dealt with, you've been like this, or you were this, but it's like, well, I was afraid if I, stop taking away our ability to make our own choices. It's the women and the man. I don't think black women hate black men. We all
That part.
If you don't know who you are, you're gonna accept anybody, or you just want anybody to fulfill whatever your image is, or whatever your quote unquote, fantasy is, or what you want your mate to be. But you can't, it has to be. You can't be afraid to be honest. You can't be afraid to be forthright. You can't be afraid to be, tell people what you want. If they leave, oh well, then that wasn't the person for you.
Right.
But this person is trying to fix something that's toxic. Is you're losing yourself, and then we're angry. We look at it as, oh, we're angry, we're bitter. No, we're tired of going through so much to make stuff work. Going through being the supportive one, especially the older generation, because we were taught to stay support. We don't give up that easy. We fight through. Oh, we forgive. We did, but yet, when do we hold them accountable?
Right. I hear you, sis.
The younger generation don't have the older generation to kind of teach them to help them understand. So everybody is like creates their own way. You got social media. You're looking at all these pictures and all these people looking, and they're living a certain way, and you're thinking that that's how they're living, that's life, and that's not always true.
Right. Absolutely.
Everything even salt looks like sugar. Even sugar looks like salt.
Right. Correct. Indeed. But even the salt sometimes enhances the sweetness of the sugar. So,
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Used correctly,
Correct.
Even though that's not in the Bible, or people might, I heard one gentleman say, well, that's not in the Bible, that's not in the, but what, can you break it down?
Right.
What does it mean? You're using something, okay, well, that's not what you said, well, that's not in the Bible, but are you living it?
Right.
So many people are hiding behind religion because they want the image of looking religious. Religion kills.
Hello, somebody.
Religion kills. This is your religion causes you to act a certain way, but that's not who you are. Is that you? Are you living that way? Or are you pretending to be a certain way in front of certain people, but yet you're not choosing to change?
Right. Religion kills. Religion. See, and I'm so glad you brought that up, because that also has been I'm going to say it because this is what I think is the truth. It may not be. That has been one of the most brutal weapons used, particularly with us, against us. Religion. We were never a religious people. We were a spiritual people. When that religion hit, then a whole lot changed about us, because it was intentional. It was intended to cause us to change, to disconnect from what we naturally knew and understood, to become what was needed of us as property and money. It was needed. It was a method of control. It was a method to cause the division, and it did so. It still does so. And we forget that. We don't look at that. Like I said, we keep wanting to blame each other. It's not just about us. It's not necessarily a conscious decision all the time. Do some, I'm sure. But when you're looking at it as a collective, it's not a conscious decision. How do you take a mass of people? How do you get a mass of people and cause them to think, move, feel, whatever, the same way? How does that happen? That's a deliberate plan. There's a plan in that. There's a scheme in that. There's a method in that. If I want a mass of people to do something, I have to do the same thing to that mass of people continuously. I have to do this. I have to program them to do. I have to program them to think. I have to program them to feel. I have to program them to move. All of that. To believe, to be live, I have to do that. Which means those individuals, those mass people, are being used as puppets and pawns against one another in order to create and maintain and move forward the agenda that was there in the beginning. Period. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I had to say that. And I'm gonna read some of these comments. If you have something else that you want to say, beloved, before I keep reading, because we got another person on the phone.
Yeah, I just want to say, like, I believe in praying and reading with, my mate and what I'm, dealing with, or, we go through, but I just share it for other people. But when we come, just be you. Say
Right.
what you want. Say what you want. Love yourself. If not, we're going to keep accepting everything that we want to blame the person. Or, she's angry. She's bitter. But do you know what she's gone through? Do you know that, trauma is real? I mean, I think it just basically deals with a lot of us are carrying so much. And if you had those experiences like boys don't cry, boys don't do this, boys don't, so you grow up with men not knowing how to express their feelings.
Exactly.
And basically we're not taught how to properly express your feelings, then how do you how do you handle it? Through drugs,
right.
Through alcohol, through sex, through you know the numb.
Right.
But you don't know how to deal.
That part.
And dealing is, everybody wants to holler, well, a real man this or a real woman that. A real person looks at themselves and says, you know what, I got flaws, I got issues. Let me correct myself before I go into somebody else. Because this belief of we need to be with somebody else to get over somebody else.
Right.
No.
Right.
Somebody else and you're making them a rebound, heal yourself.
Correct.
We have so much. I think women have gone through so much. We've tolerated and we put up with so much. The mid, I'd say 40s and up. I can't really say to the younger generation, because they have a whole thinking, it's a whole different platform. But we were, the grandmothers or the mothers that people, that they had those mothers that poured into them. And no, you stay, you fight, you just don't give up that quick on stuff. But they're a good man, but they're a good woman, but yeah, how many buts do we have to keep taking when we realize they got issues? Right. They need to get. Because what happens? She don't like me or he don't like me. But no, instead of dealing with, I bled on somebody because I didn't want to get healed. I didn't want to finish healing. Right. My wounds were not dealt with. So I met somebody, I thought this, so now I'm bleeding on them, but now they're the reason why I'm the way that I know. That's something else.
I hear you.
When we take the time to look at ourselves, it's always going to be somebody else.
Indeed. Indeed. That tower will fall. I appreciate you, darling.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming and being brave enough to be the first woman to get on the line. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
You're welcome, honey. All right, now. I know that's King Ba on the phone. What's going on? Speak your mind. If you're still there.
Oh, I'm still here.
Okay, go ahead.
Now, the first thing I want to ask is this. You said that Adam tried to blame God and all that different stuff. Can you give me the Bible verse where it's at? I got my Bible sitting right here.
Nope.
If it's not in the Bible, tell me who was there to hear this, to relay that information to you.
Like I said, Bob, and I think I said that this is my understanding, how I'm taking it. Because the way that it is written, and I was not quoting scripture, so we're not doing that either. The way that it was written, when Adam was asked all the questions, he said, the way that it's written, the woman you gave me, right? Were those not his words? The woman you gave me.
That's blaming the woman.
That's blaming God first. You did that. Okay. The woman you did that. You gave me her. Okay. Move on. What's the rest of your comment?
Like I said, if he did not directly say that he was blaming God, that understanding came from it. See, I just heard what you said, and what I heard was the woman that you made for me. That's not blaming God. He's saying that the woman you blamed that you made for me did this shit, started this shit. That's being real about it. That's not trying to find fault in a man in everything they say.
What? Say that part again.
You basically interpret it as finding a fault in a man regardless. He did not.
Oh my God, that is not at all. See, no. That's no. That's not at all what I said. You're not gonna take my words and flip them, brother.
I'm taking your words for what they are.
No, you're not.
You're doing the same thing that all the people that you're saying is wrong is doing.
No.
You're putting a false interpretation on other people's words. Yes, you are.
Okay, and that's your opinion, and you're allowed to have that.
So, but you're okay with throwing your opinion out there, like you
what
said.
I said was what I said, and I also quoted. Like I said, this is not a Bible. We're not having a Bible discussion here. This ain't what this is, and I'm not gonna make it so. What I said was, listen. What I said, sir. Because what I said was, as it's written, Adam said, the woman that you gave me. Those are not my words. Those are not my opinions. Those are not my thoughts or beliefs. Those are the words written. The woman you gave. Okay, beloved, you can take that as you like. I'm going to take this call, so you can hold. Please hold. Hold, please. I'm taking this call. Hold on. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
We have another caller? What's going on with you, sir? Would you like to chime in on this quarterly bet? I mean, not that it's supposed to be one, but would you like to chime in on what we're talking about? Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Hello? I can't hear you. Okay, well, call back. Let me see. Let me calm my own self down. First of all, let me finish reading these comments here. Muhammad Shabazz, thank you for being here, loved one. I know you had to go to class, I think. And Anthony also says, in my opinion, you can't fix it with older folks. Most won't learn or can't learn because they are stuck in the gender war mindset. The hope is in the youth. Yvonne says, I will speak all the time. Yes, indeed. Clara says, I believe in working as a team with my mate. However, it's hard when they're used to doing it all by themselves, right? And don't want help. Yet they complain. Help me make sense of it. We trying, child. So you love some Black men. Yes, indeed. G. Walker says, I'm going to continue to support you and a few other melanated women who are doing positive things for the betterment of your cousins' mental and psychological well-being, but I will retract from, let's see. Oh, you retract from trying. Veronica, what's going on, loved one? Thank you for being here. I've been missing you. Keisha, what's going on, love? I hope you're still here. I haven't been able to get through all these comments, but I appreciate you for being here. Fraser Beats, what's going on, love? Appreciate you as well. G. Walker also says a lot of these Black females should have high expectations, but initially these females need to uphold their own moral and ethic fiber, because you can't ask for something that that's not being first yourself. In other words, you can't shame someone for being trashy when you're full of shit. That if a female wants a good man who has standards, then she must first be a good woman with standards. Indeed. So don't look for a man with no kids when you done had a whole football team. You heard me? Indeed. And I totally agree with that. Whatever it is you want, you must first be. What's going on, Patricia? Thank you, loved one, for being here. And DJ, what's going on, love? My sister showed up. I wish you all would call in, though. 770-906-5271. The conversation is, and it got heated unnecessarily. So I'm gonna apologize for my elevation. 770-906-5271. We are discussing Black women hating Black men. Is that a fact? And I want the women to call in and speak up, please, and thank you. 770-906-5271. 5271. Anthony says, first of all, I am not saying walk away from all Black women. I am saying do not engage these women that throw around these extremely high expectations in your perception. They are not for you. They are not for you. Child, I can't even see the rest of your. Okay, they're not for you. The part that you did not consider is what we get in return as men while dealing with these women. When I say move on, I'm saying move away from Black women. I am saying move away from Black women, but I am saying move on to women who is more willing to meet you where you are. So you are saying move away from Black women, or did you miss a word? I have no problem with anybody's expectations, but I know I have a choice in what I sign up for. Absolutely. God's word is in the wrong hands and can be unmercifully dangerous. Indeed, Anthony. Oh, I'm about to read your name. All right, so that's it on Facebook. On YouTube, there are many. And for those of you who are just joining me, I appreciate you. Phoenix, I see you, loved one. Let me get to your comment in one moment. I'm going to go back up. Right. Right. The subject didn't change. It is still the same. I don't do Bible battles. I'm not doing all of that. Where's the work? Let me see. There's a lot here, so forgive me. Wayne, what's going on, loved one? I appreciate you for being here. You said God equals spirit, spirituality, plus in spirit equal inspiration. God says inspire each other to truth and endurance. Black Unity says when you express your feelings, we're called punks instead of men. This is what women have to stop doing, period. I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. Say rise above emotions into thinking of God. Absolutely. Same topic, darling. We got to talk about solutions more than implement them. Oh, then implement them. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what we're supposed to be doing. That's what this platform is about. Talk about it and be about it. We gotta be able to talk about it openly, honestly, without emotions, without the feelings behind it. Let's see. Omari says women need to be programmed to love and not manipulation. Dr. Ali states this in her book. Okay. I think the programming needs to be stopped, period. We don't need to be programmed at all, men or women. That's the problem. Programs come with glitches. You say ran from having to explain her bashing. Are you talking about me? Because I don't bash, nor do I run, sir. So I hope that's not for me. I got that, Amari. I wrote that down already. But thank you for that. Me neither. There was a discussion, a disagreement, I guess, if you will, in regards to some Bible wordings. So we ain't finna go back into that, but that's what it was. Let's see. There's a lot here. And no, this is not a bashing channel. Not at all. Not a chameleon at all. We're not doing that. Not at all. You do not have to be here, love. Like I said, that is not, I don't have to get on here and bash, and nothing have I said even remotely sounds like male bashing, because that ain't what I do. I've never done it. That's not who I am. I'm not going to argue, because it's not what the platform is about. It's not about arguing, period. What's wrong is wrong. What's right is right, regardless of where it's coming from or who's saying it, period. If you disagree with me, you have a right to do so. If I disagree with you, I have a right to do so. You have a right to express your opinion. I have a right to express my opinion. And I usually say, this is my opinion. This is how I'm interpreting. If you want to use that word, I say that. And I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. What you're not going to do here is say that I'm a basher or that I'm a chameleon, that I'm lying. All of that, you way out of line on that one, brother. You so false. So false. G Walker, what's going on, love?
Not too much, right? Still on the air?
Child. Yes, I'm still here.
Okay. Well, I just want to say that
So you're not saying.
Just on your behalf, that I just want to thank you, Rod, for doing what you do. Unlike your other female counterparts, I got nothing but love. I got nothing but love for you.
What you got?
Get nothing but love for you. I got me and Heavy D and all the rest of them.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, basically, I'm gonna say it like this. I really don't have too much to say, but I want to say that basically, I just want to ask a question, a rhetorical question.
Mm-hmm.
If I step on your foot, by mistake, whatever, it don't make no difference. If I step on your foot, is JoJo down the street gonna say ouch? Gonna say ouch. You see him?
Mm-hmm.
Step on my foot, is JoJo down the street gonna say ouch, or are you gonna say ouch?
I'm gonna say ouch if it hurt.
Huh?
I said I'm gonna say ouch if it hurt.
Yeah, okay. There you go. So in other words, what I'm trying to say, the truth is the same way.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm trying to say last week.
Mm-hmm.
It sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about it is, and I'm not saying this to bash you, I'm just telling it like a T.I.
Mm-hmm.
The bottom line is, people are like, what a lot of these guys don't realize is that females, well, let me say it this way. Yeah, let me say it like that. Females have egos too.
Absolutely.
And you gotta, and don't mean it's right, but it don't mean it's wrong. But the thing about it is, a wise person will take heed to the wisdom and know that, and God even corrects you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he said, I correct those whom I love.
Mm-hmm.
The problem that is, their solution, first of all, like I said it last year, it's not a physical answer, it's a spiritual answer.
Right.
You got to look within.
Right.
Everybody ain't got drama. I ain't had no problems like this coming up. I don't know what, this is a new era, of a callous people, of a empty shells. You got empty pork and bean cans running around here.
Not poking beans.
Yeah. Expired expiration date on.
Right.
It says 8/1, but it said 2000. That's it. 2000. This 2022. See, and the bottom line is, what I'm trying to say is just like, well, I ain't gonna give all that away because you got to pay for that. That's $39 and whatever.
You silly. Okay.
But what I'm trying to say is basically take responsibility for your own verbal and non-verbal actions. And I'm gonna say this, like I said, there's nothing wrong because guys need to do this too. But the bottom line is, I'm gonna say two things. The young lady should have high expectations, but the ones that I knew were doing something. Like the ones that I knew, not just me, but I'm just saying that my mama always said like this. Again, I'm gonna bring it up again. Association brings about assimilation.
Mm-hmm.
Take yourself around people that are doing things that inspire you and lead you into doing what they're doing.
Right.
The young ladies that I was around were smart. A woman with a brain, that's a turn on to me.
Right.
Because if it's easy for me to talk and get over on this, easy for other people. I don't like leftovers.
I hear you.
I'm sorry. Don't come. In other words, what I'm trying to say is don't go looking for the best and you're not the best. Be the best first. And then you can talk sometimes. Then you can have expectations. But if you're not living up to what you're talking about that you want, you understand what I'm saying? You're not living what you want, don't want you.
Right.
You're not living up to it.
Right.
That's like you coming with a shoe. You can have your foot in the shoe, but the person or the thing that you're looking for, it's a shoe there, but the shoe is empty. So if you step on it, there's nothing, nobody can say ouch.
Hold on 1 second, G. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me answer this question. So the topic is: do Black women hate Black men? That's the topic. What's going on, D. Mays? And what's going on, Stephanie? Thank you both for being here. Yeah, is do Black women hate Black men? I got called a basher. I find it kind of hilarious because never has that happened, and that's so untrue. Real quick, no, I'm just stating somebody called me a basher.
Oh, no, you've never done that. You've never done that. Even
Yeah.
You've never done that. Your show's not even about that.
It is not. The gentleman that was just on the phone typed in on YouTube that I'm a basher, that I'm a chameleon.
You know, okay, it goes back to what I just said. The bottom line is, the young ladies that I know, as simple as this. The young ladies, this a lot of confusion. I know we're in the last days. I understand that. That's why I say it's like it is. But the young ladies that I know, again, what's the missing factor? Your daddy. Go find your daddy. That's what you need to do first of all.
That was just on here that a lot of women, or some women, have daddy issues. That was pointed out as well. It's like as do some men have mama issues. I'd say we keep wanting to deal with things like it's one-sided, and it's not.
It's not one-sided.
You know what I'm saying? It's not. It's not even just two-sided. It's your side, my side, and the truth. You know what I'm saying? So there is a trinity in it all. You know what I'm saying? But we're not looking at all of that. One side is blaming the other. Period. And we're not gonna go nowhere. It's not that.
But what I'm saying is what I found to be true in a sense is the fact, like I said, again, the ego. People, pride and ego go before the fall.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, trust. Listen, for males and females. But the only reason I'm not saying females per se, but I ain't talking about no males because it goes without saying. I'm not talking about the males too. It goes both ways, on both sides. I can say both ends of the spectrum, but I don't have this difficult. I don't have that problem.
Right.
You know, but I can talk about it because I know what's missing. And if I didn't know what's missing, I wouldn't say it. The bottom line is, nobody wants to take responsibility for their own, like you said earlier. And that lady that was speaking to you earlier, like she said, take responsibility. She didn't say this, but you take responsibility for your own. You know, and then if you live up to what you want, then you'll find that shoe, and there's somebody will be in that shoe, or something to be. But the minute you start climbing to the top, that's why they used to say it's lonely at the top, because everybody ain't full of, the people that's trying to do things ain't got time to be full of crap. They don't have time for the drama. They ain't got time for you got this. But I'm just saying, you're talking about the women and the hate. It's everything begins at home. So before they hate a black man or before they hate any man, they gotta hate themselves.
Right.
You gotta come together, because every other race that I've seen throughout these years and decades, whatever the case might be, work together. Working together costs you nothing. Being kind to one another costs you nothing. Being, like you said, you mentioned that a little earlier. But sometimes guys do take it too far, and I understand that guys say things to girls sometimes all the time. That's all the time. But you can distinguish between that. But you don't have no distinguishment because what? You don't have no spirit. Your spirit, man. You got two people. You got the humanistic side and you got a spiritual side. Mm-hmm. You can feed one and starve the other, and starve one and feed the other. You're still gonna be out of bounds. You're still gonna be off key. You're still gonna be out of bounds. You're still gonna be what's the key word? You're gonna be
out of order.
Thank you. So I'm saying, this is true for the men, but I'm saying for the female too. Like I said, the guys don't realize that they have egos too, but that ego will leave you with a zero.
Right.
And it is a difference between men and women. There is a difference between male and female. You can sit up here and push this little independent gender thing all you want to. I don't need no man. Then when you step into and I'm not trying to call them, but I'm saying you step into a bathroom and a question of a person is in there. I just put it that way. A question of a person is in there. There need to be another bathroom. I put it that way. But they fight for their right to be in it, and he turned on you. He turned on because you remember that all of a sudden that he is what he is, and then what you gonna do?
Right.
You know, see, you opening the door. When you open the door to Pandora's box, you can get pride and ego go before the fall, because you can get into a fog about your own intelligence that you think you are. Some things, there's, like you said earlier, there's some things that men have that they can do that women don't have. There's some things that women have that they can do that men, you know, but use what you got. There's a time and place for everything. That don't mean one is for the other. You got to remember, and the other one is better than the other, but if you work together, but you're not working together.
Right.
Until you work together, until you straighten up that, you know, yourself first. Like
Right.
that lady said, look within, and then look for it.
Absolutely. I thank you for that, loved one. I'm gonna read the rest of these comments, and then we're gonna keep it moving. But I appreciate you, darling.
Yeah, okay. You too, dog.
Okay, honey.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Let me see what we got here. It's a lot going on YouTube right now. Yeah, Anthony, you are a male basher, but this conversation did, but in this conversation, it did seem as you were triggered. Yeah. My bad. See, probably because it seems as you have taken the role to defend Black women because you are one. It's not even that. Because I'm not one-sided. You know what I'm saying? Period. Because if that were the case, then I would say, yeah, Black women hate Black men, but it's not the case, because that's what the men are saying, that Black women hate Black men. I see it from both sides. I see it. I get it. You know what I'm saying? And I just deal with it the way it needs to be dealt with. D. May says, you don't think so? You don't think that Black women hate Black men? He said some have daddy issues. Absolutely. Patricia says, we don't hate Black men, or at least I don't. D says, we need healing in our community. Absolutely. Absolutely. Said we need to rebuild the Black family so we can have strong communities. Absolutely. Julius, what's going on, loved one? Thank you for being here. Great vibrations. Assad, thank you, loved one. Appreciate you for being here. There are a gazillion and one comments on YouTube. I will ask that you all make sure that you subscribe, that you like, you share, you comment on Queen Goddess, the King Advocate page on YouTube. I'm going to also ask these other brothers on here. You all are reading the comments, you're responding to the comments, and you heard the gentleman, or you probably didn't hear him say, because he didn't say it out of his mouth, but it was typed, that this is a Black male bashing channel and that I am a chameleon. So what I'm asking you all to do, you see this, most of you have gone through, I don't know if you've gone through my whole channel or not. You've been here more than once. You hear how I talk. You hear what I represent. As far as being called a male basher and a chameleon, will you stand up for? That's the question. Will you stand up for me? Do you believe that I'm male bashing? This is another thing. See, and this would be one of the issues that women in general would have. Again, this is an issue that women would have, is will you defend her? Will you stand up for her? When you see that she's wrong, or even when you see that she's wrong, or you see that something is being done wrong to her, will you stand up for her? Period. You saying, yep, you'll stand up for her, or yep, I'm bashing? I need you to be clear on that one. We got women on here. I need y'all to call in. Again, the topic is Black women hate Black men, basically. And y'all know I'm saying that's not a fact at all. We have discussed last week that there are some behaviors that are being practiced that would give reason to be life, that could be the case, but it's just the behavior. Overall, we do not hate Black men. We are not the enemy to Black men at all. Lil King, you said what now? I might have to block you. Yeah, we don't do that right here. Yeah, you got to go. We don't do disrespectful stuff, love. So yeah, I've never deleted anybody's comments before. So, but we don't do that. I don't care if you agree with me or not. This is not what this is about. But we're not gonna get on here and disrespect. Period. I don't care what it is. Did I see what you typed? Let me see. How many years have we known about each other? Code. Always love the channel. Absolutely. Absolutely. I appreciate you, love. Absolutely. Yep. But that's it. So again, if anybody wants to call in, you have anything you want to share, any question, comment, concern, whatever, male or female at this time, feel free to do so. 770-906-5271, 770-906-5271. Go back and look at all these other comments. Most of them, though, responded to them. Okay. All right. Yeah, if you want to call in, do so, because if not, I'm going to wrap it up. 770-906-5271. As always, I hope that you all get edified here. Again, those of you who know, okay? Those of you who want to know will stick around to find out. Those of you who don't, go, because I'm not going back and forth with that type of energy. I'm not doing it. People that want to know something different, that want to get a different understanding, overstanding, that want to progress, whatever, find a way to do that. They will listen. They will find a way to do that. I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to go back and forth. And this is for anybody. Don't argue. Don't go back and forth with people that just don't want it. You can't give anything to somebody, be it a gift or a gun. You can't give them anything if their hands are closed. If they don't want to receive it, they won't. And that's fine. You know who and what you're dealing with. If they don't want to receive the gift, don't try to force them to have it. Period. Just know that that they are not the recipients of the gifts, whatever they are. And that's it. Like I said, I respect everybody that comes on here, regardless to what you say, regardless of how you feel, how you think, how you move, whatever. It doesn't matter to me, but we're not going to be disrespectful. Period. Let me see. Wayne says, love you, sis. See you later. Keep up the good work. I appreciate you, darling. Speaking of respect, came on here defending Black women and got stabbed in the back. What? Bam. You said you came on here defending Black women and got stabbed in the back by Black women on here. Did you really say that? Is that what you're talking about? Did I see that? We're going to talk about that one. And then he said, did you see what I typed? LOL. I saw that. Right, I saw that part. Yeah, I'm like, that ain't right. People be coming here hacking hackers. I know. The call-in number is 770-906-5271. 770-906-5271. Wayne, or anybody on, and I'm gonna repeat this because I said it earlier on. Anybody who is interested in being on a panel where I will be live it'll be a live Zoom call that will be broadcast on either YouTube or Facebook. If you're interested in being on a live panel where we can be face-to-face and have conversations live, send me an email with your information and I will get that together. You would send your email to Queen Goddess, the King Advocate @gmail.com. All righty, let me see. Yeah, they using your name, bruh. Thank you, Matt. Yeah. See, that's that hate I be talking about. That stuff right there, that infiltration that goes on. People coming here because they have an opportunity to do so. And that's the trick. That's the trick. That's one of the tricks that gets used, to present as if they are one thing or like they got your back and don't. That's one of the tricks. So anyway, I'm not a trickster. I got no reason to be. So excuse me. Anyway, last call, 770-906-5271. If you want to call in, you have anything else you want to say, any questions, comments, or concerns. Ladies, again, this platform was mostly for you all to call in. I wanted to hear from you. It was important for the men to hear from you. So I'm kind of disappointed that no other women called. I also kind of expected it. Please share this video. We're going to have this conversation again, and it's going to be a panel. Okay. So if you're interested in being a part of that panel, email me. Okay. And we will get those things together. All right. Again, we are here to discuss the issues that we've been dealing with, heal from those issues that we've been dealing with, find the solution. Find the solution. All right. We have been used as pawns to the problem. In the problem, period. We've been used against one another continuously, and it's still happening. It's all a mindset. When you talk about brainwashing, some needs to be done. Some brains needs to be washed. There needs to be a brainwashing from the programming that has existed. Brainwashing needs to occur, period. So having said that, y'all know what it is. I'm gonna get off. You don't have any other questions, comments, or concerns. If you do, you can share them on the feed. You can email me, do what we do. I will see you all next week. Please make sure you tune in at 8 o'clock right here. Make sure if you are not already on my YouTube that you subscribe. Miss Stephanie says, I mean, you are an inspiration. It's true. You allow us to see both sides of the spectrum. Thank you for your insight and continued growth. I appreciate that, Stephanie. I truly appreciate that, sister. So again, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, Queen Goddess, the King Advocate. Subscribe, share, comment, like, whatever you need to do. Don't hate though. Don't hate. If you don't like it, just don't say nothing. Just don't be there. Period. All right. In the meantime, y'all know what it is. I love you on purpose with purpose. And until I see you again, peace. Peace, y'all. Continue to talk if you like.